Today we are setting up timing for the K24.
And then also we're gonna be torquing down the RBC cam gear. Right now it's only finger tight, so we're gonna have to torque that down to 83 foot-pounds. And we're also gonna be setting up obviously the timing chain and the guides. We're also gonna be removing these components. I have a little different kit for it. We're gonna be setting that up today.
So let's jump into the video.
All right guys, so to torque the cam gear down, you're gonna come over here. You're gonna use this part here, or this one. I'm gonna use this one because it seems like it's better. Then use some vice grips. And I'm gonna use this Harbor Freight Quinn set up to 83 foot-pounds. You can see right there, 83. And well, I'm gonna put you guys on the stand. We're at 80. 81. 81. All right guys, so we're gonna remove this guide up here for the top part of the timing chain where the gears are at. So we're gonna remove it because I bought a new one. And we gotta replace this one. Got a new one over here. This is the stock one, the OEM one. Pretty much the same size and everything. But I've seen other people that they buy like the one from the newer versions. I think it's like wider. And it makes sense to go that route because it gives you more protection, I guess, from if it was gonna jump or anything, like it keeps it secure, you know? So I should have gotten that route too, but too late now. We're stuck with this one. So yeah, we're gonna use this one. So I went ahead and oiled it down and take this off. This one off as well. And we're gonna put the new one on. I'm not gonna tie it down right now all the way because I want slack, that way I can, you know, fit in the chain. This is gonna probably be tied down all the way at the end. So we're gonna leave it like this for now. And then we're gonna focus right now on removing all of that stuff right there. So we're gonna add the new components right now real quick. All right guys, since last time I was not expecting of doing this, you know, putting out the kit for the timing not to jump or anything. We had already set up the whole oil pump and with the tensioners and everything, the guides. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that. We're gonna install the new crank gear, and then we're gonna put all this back together the way it's supposed to go. So yeah, it's a little bummer, but it's all good. Alright guys, so this is the crank gear. We're gonna go ahead and remove it, and we're gonna replace it with this one. That's the part number from Drag Cartel. So here's this one, the stock one. Here's the stock one. See if it focuses. And then we have the aftermarket one from Dry Cartel. The way to set it up is pretty much it has this dowel. This one right here. So you're just gonna put it on it. And as you can see, you can line this up. This little gap right here. You can line it up with this gap right here. And it's just gonna click in. It's gonna go in the dowel. Like even if you go clockwise or counterclockwise, it's still gonna go in the same one only. So there you go. That one is in. The Type S oil pump, we have to cut it, we have to modify it. That way you can clear this studs right here, this nuts right here. So it's gotta clear them, but the only way to put this on is like this. We have to do it all in one. And it has some dowels here where it's gonna, there you go. It's gonna sit and it's gonna just make sure it falls in flush. And then now you can put your bolts back on. This is the longer one. You can see the short and then longer. So the longer bolt is gonna go obviously in the longer one. And this one is the short one. And you have another one here in the back, and I'll show you guys right now. So right now I'm just gonna try to get a finger tight, and then we're gonna go ahead and torque them down to 16 foot-pounds. And then this one, small one, it goes back here, look. It goes here. This one. We're gonna set that up as well. We're gonna grab over here, torque wrench, and I believe it's already a 6. $16. And I believe the one in the back goes to 8.7 foot-pounds. Okay guys, now that we have the oil pump chain on, now that we have the oil pump chain on, we're gonna go ahead and put the guides real quick. Now we're just gonna torque it down 8.7. .8 is all right. It's all right. There we go. It's pretty tight. Now this one goes like this. This one, I'm probably gonna wait on this one because it comes with this kind of like a protection. That way it's gonna be sitting down here. Let me open it up. It's gonna be sitting here. So pretty much the way it works is gonna be like this, like that. So it's gonna be sitting here, is so that it guards the chain from jumping out. Comes with these two bolts. One is larger than the other one. The larger one is gonna sit at the top. So as you guys can see, the larger one is gonna sit right here on the top part. You can even go by where it says DC, so it goes to the top of the logo. So DC, and then the smaller one is gonna go here. So it's pretty much gonna go like this. But since we still gotta set the timing right now with the timing chain, I'm not gonna put it on yet. So what we're gonna do right now, I'm gonna flip the engine and then we're gonna start working on the timing right now. Okay guys, so we have our brand new chain guides here. Right here, one goes this way. Bam. And the other one goes like this. So these bolts are going to be torqued down to 8.7 foot-pounds, and this one is going to be torqued down to 16 foot-pounds. 8.7 now. So now we're gonna focus aligning the cam gears. So what it is here, you have this line for the cam gear, which is supposed to be aligning with this one. So what we're gonna do is gonna rotate the cam gear and then make sure, we're probably gonna rotate this one a little bit more so that it could be like from here to like one here. And then we're gonna rotate this one so it can be pointing on this way as well. That way we can have them both set up and we can start getting our timing right. Okay guys, so we are gonna rotate this gear first. So it's gonna be say like right there. So now that we have those two lines, they're pretty close. They're pretty close. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back over here. Hopefully, let me see if I can get a little bit of light for you guys. So if you can see right here, you guys see those little holes right there? Okay, so pretty much this hole here, this one here, this little hole, and then there's also another one, this one for the other cam, so you guys can see it. This one right here, they both align, right? So the way that you can get your timing really good is that you're gonna stick in, you can probably use a drill bit. You can put a drill bit right there, in there, and on the other side as well, and then you can rotate the cam gears. That way they both line up at the same, you know, they're both aligned and the lines pretty much are parallel to each other. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put a drill bit right there and on both of them, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna line them up real quick. So you'll see right now. And guys, I'm moving my gear with my left hand, and there it is. One is in there. So one is pretty much in the hole, and then there's like a little indent here, like a little hole that's just gonna prevent it from like going down or up. And then you can kind of adjust it just a little bit, but for the most part it's just gonna be stationary. And then also we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing for this little one. I'm gonna move it over there, and then I'm gonna put a small drill bit in there. Okay, so it's gonna move right now, and right now it's in there. So we're gonna come back here to the front, and then we're gonna see how far off we are or how close we are. Check it out, guys. It's pretty close to each other. Then this top part, okay, so this little dot right here, it lines up with the arrow over there, and then the one. You guys see that? Right now what we need to do is line this up really straight with this line right here. There's this little arrow down here. We're gonna line it up exactly like straight with this line right here. That's for the crank, so it's gonna be super straight and super lined up, and that way everything, the camshafts and this one right down here, the crank is pretty much, the crank gear is pretty much all lined up. And then we're gonna go ahead and put the timing chain, and then we're gonna adjust the guides, and we're gonna set it up real quick. Wait, actually it's dead center already, guys. I'm gonna give you a straight angle of it. Do you guys see that? I don't know if it's like an optical illusion that I have right now. Oh, it is actually moved, because it looks pretty straight. Let me see. Just gonna have to double check, guys, because you want your timing to be spot on. Alright guys, so I'm gonna put you guys at an angle, and we're gonna go ahead and put on the time chain. Now the time chain comes with a couple of gold links. Where are you guys? Okay, so you have this ones too, right here and right here. So in between these two, like in this section, this middle section, it's supposed to line up with this little arrow, and then that little dot. This little tooth right here is supposed to be fitting here. Also the same thing in this one. It has, on this mark, it has that little circle as well, and it's gonna be fitting on this side right here. So the right here, and then the left one here. So this one is perfectly lined, but this one, it needs to be moved a little bit this way, so it needs to rotate clockwise in order for it to fall in. So we're just gonna, remember, we still have our drill bits in the back, so it's not gonna get it all crazy. So we just gotta move it a little bit just to make it fall in there. And there you go. There we go. So the top section is done. I'll show you guys from pretty much like the front how it looks. Okay, so you guys could see. Okay, so you guys could see right here. So in between the gold teeth is going to be the dot, and also here as well between the gold teeth and it's gonna be the dot. And these two lines here, they're pretty much right next to each other, facing each other like perfectly. So that's how you want the top section to look, and then we're gonna see bottom in the bottom how it's supposed to be as well. All right guys, so down here, okay, so the crank, the little arrow is gonna be straight lined up with this arrow down here, up here. So the arrow is pretty much like in between the teeth right here. So the arrow just goes straight up. And then down here, we have this little dot. Let's see if it focuses. Oh, it doesn't want to focus, but that dot right there is gotta be in the middle of this gold teeth right here. So it's gotta sit like this pretty much. Hold up guys, there you go. That's how it has to sit. Another way that you can see it is by this line down here, and this right in between it. Okay, so this line is like right in between this two pieces. So, and right in the middle of the gold, that's that little line, which up here is that little dot. So it's pretty much, that's what it marks. And then right now, what we're just gonna do is put some tension on this, and then we're gonna get our brand new tensioner, and then we're gonna set it up right now, and then I'll see you guys how it looks all together. So we're gonna make sure it's lined up. We're gonna put some tension on it, and we're gonna line up our tensioner. Okay, at least we got this side out. Gonna get the other side. K20. Seven. K20. So now we're gonna do take that off and make sure that there's no slack. It's pretty tight. It's pretty tight everywhere. So now we're gonna set this piece here. .7 foot-pounds of torque. Here we go. 8.7, guys. The second to last step we gotta do is torque this down to 16 foot-pounds. And then we're gonna go ahead and rotate the crank. Probably rotate it twice. That way we know that everything is rotating well. And then also that whenever we stop, these are probably not gonna be like straight up, but these are supposed to line up. We're gonna torque those down first. Now let me just show you guys real quick, all together, everything all together. So a little review. Between the gold, you see that little line, the dot is lined up, good. Over here it has a little mark, but the dot's right here, right in between the middle. Then these two marks, right in front of each other, that's good. Then all the way down here, I mean, now that I have the protection, but the line was like right in between this gold tooth. And then don't forget that the crank has got to be straight, like this arrow right here has to be between those teeth, because that's between those teeth is where that little arrow is at right there. Okay guys, and then everything's filled tight, nothing is loose. So before we try it out though, before we rotate the crank, don't forget to take these off. Okay, so go ahead and take them off and you should be all right. Now you should be good to rotate the crank a couple of times. That's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna rotate it probably twice, and then we're gonna come back and see if these two align. Okay guys, now that we took off the drill bits in the back, we're gonna go ahead and rotate the crank probably a couple of times. And so that's 2 rotations, guys, or 1 rotation, I don't even know, I can't count now. And we're gonna check real quick. These 2 lines are parallel with each other. That was a little bit. And because of the angle that I'm holding it, I guess. So we got time, boys. We got time.
Hopefully this video is useful to you guys that are building your K series. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.